Hello footy fans, welcome back to the YTF Footy Show with round 6 tips and predictions. Before we get underway, just going to give a quick shout out to Byron, our lucky winner to Dolphins versus Panthers game on Thursday night. Hope you have a good time at the game, mate. Get straight into it. First game we have the Dolphins taking on the Panthers. I reckon it's going to be a cracker of a game. The way Dolphins played last week, that's what I've been looking for from the Dolphins all year. My tips haven't gone too well tipping the Dolphins, but neither has been tipping the Panthers. Panthers have been on a real bad run. So I guess good news for Panthers fans. They welcome back Dylan Edwards, Scott Sorensen, and that's it. And Luke Summerton. But no Jack Cole, no Mitch Kenny. No Ray Stone for Dolphins. I'll go straight into it. I think Dylan Edwards back in the side means Panthers win. But Panthers, I'll only do it lightly. I reckon Panthers 1-12. Or maybe, honestly think, if Dolphins show up and Dolphins play the way they did last week, Dolphins probably get the job done. Anyway, Dolphins lineup, we got Hammer Tabuai-Fidow at fullback. The two wingers are Jack Bostock and Jermaine Asako. Two centres, Jake Averillo and Herbie Farnworth. Halves, Cody Nikorima and Isaiah Katoa. Front rowers, Daniel Saifidi and Felice Kafusi. Jeremy Marshall-King at hooker. Fina Fuiaki and Tom Gilbert to be your second rows with Maxi Plath at lock in the middle. I like Maxi Plath playing lock. He just adds... he adds a bit of spark to the Dolphins' attack. He straightens it up a bit. I won't be surprised if Dolphins win. But I'm going to take Panthers just for the fact that Edwards is back in the side to help steer that team around defensively. Dolphins lineup, we got Dolphins interchange, we got Kurt Donaco at 14, 15 Mark Nichols, 16 Colony Lemueli, and 17 Josh Kerr. Panthers lineup, we got Dylan Edwards at fullback, both wingers Casey McLean and Paul Alamotti, two centres Isaac Targo and Thomas Jenkins. Halves are Blaze Talangi and Nathan Cleary. Front rows are Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith, Luke Summerton at hooker. Second rows are Scott Sorensen and Liam Martin with big Isaiah Yeo at lock in the middle. Panthers interchange, Brad Schneider 14, 15 Isaiah Papali'i, 16 Liam Henry and 17 Luke Garner. I'm just going to try and speed run these team lists because I don't think you probably want a team list anyway, but for the real diehard footy fans and punters, I think you like to hear the team list so you know who to put down for a few try scorers through the week. Next game, we got Dragons taking on the Titans. No Tino Fasul Mawali for the Titans. That's a big loss. No changes to the Dragons from last week. Dragons starting to show some good grit about them. That win against Melbourne, you could just see some improvement in the team. Even though they did scrape. Did they scrape by last week? Yeah, even though they scraped by last. Did they? I'll have to double check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they scraped by last week. We'll take Dragons. Take Dragons 1-12. I reckon it should be another good game. Titans have been too up and down. Dragons have been more consistent. Some more reason for tipping the Dragons. Clint Gutherson at fullback. Tyrrell Sloan and Christian Tuipulotu will be your wingers. Moses Suli and Val Holmes will be your centres. Dragons halves, Kyle Flanagan and Lachlan Ilias. Toby Couchman and Dave Clemmer, front rowers. Hooker, Damien Cook. Second rows, Luciano Leilua and Jaden Sewer and Jack DeBellin at lock in the middle. Dragons Interchange, Jacob Little 14, 15 Blake Laurie, 16 Hamish Stewart, and 17 Dylan Egan. Titans line up Jalen DeGroot at fullback. Tony Francis and Jojo Fafita will be your wingers. Centres will be Philip Sami and Brian Kelly. AJ Brimson and Jaden Campbell will be your halves. Mo Fodawaker and Regan Campbell-Gillard will be your front rows with Sam Verrills at hooker. Second rows will be Cleese Huss and Bo Firma with Chris Randall at lock replacing Tino. Titans Interchange, we got 14 Arama Hare, 15 Dave Fafita, 16 Jermaine Jolliffe, and 17 Brock Gray. It's a bit of a tough one to pick. It's a tough round to pick, honestly. Moving on, we got Broncos taking on the Roosters. I've honestly been thinking about tipping the Roosters, but we're not going to. We'll take the Broncos. 13 plus and 1 to 12 is very hard, but as a punter, I'll be taking Broncos 1 to 12. Tipping 13 plus. It's 1 point. It's so hard to tell. They're either going to win by 12, 14, or 20. That's pretty much it. Anyway, so we have Broncos lineup. We've got Reece Walsh at fullback. Selwyn Cobbo and Jesse Arthurs will be your wingers. Katoni Staggs and Jamaat Shibasaki will be your centres. Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds will be your halves. Paddy Carrigan and Payne Huss will be your front rows of Corey Pakes at hooker. Jack Wowski and Jaden Hunt will be your second rows with Kobe Hetherington at lock in the middle. Broncos Interchange. Billy Walters 14, Corey Jensen 15, Xavier Willison 16, and Martin Tapa'u on 17. Roosters line up. James Teddy Tedesco at fullback. Daniel Tupou and Dom Young will be the wingers. Billy Smith and Robert Toa will be centres. Halves will be Sandon Smith and Hugo Savala. In that, now looking at the halves, we'll take the Broncos 13 plus, definitely. Tipping and punting. Front rowers for Roosters, we've got Nat Butcher and Nafua White, Connor Watson at hooker, Angus Crichton and Siwa Wong will be your second rowers with Victor the Inflictor Radley at lock in the middle. Roosters Interchange, 14 Zach Dockett-Clay, 15 Celesi Foteki, 16 Blake Steep, and 17 Spencer Leniu. Now, this one's probably one of the toughest ones to pick. I'm going to take Manly as the underdog here. I'm going to look for them to bounce back. I just think Manly have been the more you can't really say more consistent. I'll say Manly look like the more dangerous team, especially in attack. Once they get the ball rolling, Manly's just unstoppable, eh? Yeah, I don't know. Sharks are starting to drop the 8 ball a little bit. I know Cronulla fans aren't going to like hearing that come out of my mouth, but what can I say? Like, you know, against the Dogs, I guess they got choked out of the competition by such a good defensive side, but I don't know. Cronulla just seems, as soon as they get behind the ball, they get frustrated. Things don't go their way. They start throwing the game plan out the window. I don't know. This is honestly a 50-50 flip of the coin game. If Sharks show up, they win. If Manly show up, they win. I'm going to take the dog here, and I'm going to take Manly. Just quickly see. No Corey Waddell for Manly. Good news for Sharkies fans is welcome back Sif Talakai, Teague Wilton. Sifa Oh yeah, Sif Talakai's on the bench. So that's good news for Sharkies fans. I'll give you a bit of a boost. Especially Teague Wilton in the second row. I know I like him. Yeah, we'll take Manly 1-12. Sharks lineup. We've got William Kennedy at fullback. Wingers will be Sam Stonestreet and Ronaldo Mulatalo. Centres are Mawini Hiroti and Jesse Ramian. Braden Trindle and Nico Hines will be your halves. Aiden Fanua Blake and Oregon Kafusi will be your front rows with Blake Brayley at hooker. Britton Nakora and Teague Wilton will be your second rows with Cam McInnes at lock in the middle. Sharks interchange, Daniel Atkinson at 14, Sifa Talakai 15, Toby Rudolph 16 and Big Tom Hazelton at 17. Manly's lineup, we've got Lehigh Hopewadi at fullback, Jason Saab and Clayton Polo. Clayton Palolo will be your wingers. Talatar Kola and Ruben Garrick will be your centres. Luke Brooks and Daly Sherry Evans will be your halves. Front rows will be Josh Alloy A and Sia Takiaho. Jazz Tavanga at hooker. Hamoli Olakawatu and Ben Trebojevic will be your second rows with Big Gerbo, Jake Trebojevic at lock in the middle. Manly's interchange, Jake Simpkin at 14, 15 Nathan Brown, 16 Ethan Bullymore and 17 Tafoa Sipley. Next game we got Cowboys taking on the Bunnies. Sad news for Bunnies fans. You got no Cody Walker, no Jamie Humphreys, and not really a big loss, no Mikali Ravawala. So yeah, we're going to take the Cowboys. We'll take Cowboys 1-12. Hopefully Benno's prepped them defensively for a loss, because I just think the way Cowboys played last week against the Panthers, they should, if the footy math adds up, Cowboys should now go on and win this game, especially with no Cody Walker, no Jamie Humphreys. I think Jamie Humphreys has been really, really good for the Rabbits this year. So yes, we'll go straight into it. Line up for the Rabbits. We got Jai Gray at fullback, Alex Johnson, Isaiah Tuss will be your wingers. Centres will be Ewan Aitken and Jack Whiten. Big Ewan Aitken making his debut for the Bunnies, club debut. Even though I'd have to go back and have a look. I'm going to try and remember Ewan Aitken's career. I know he spent some time at the Warriors. Anyway, he's running out for the Bunnies first time this year. So yeah, centres, halves are Latrell Mitchell and Bud Sullivan. Jaden Sullivan and Latrell Mitchell as halves partners. Be interesting to see. We'll see what happens. Front rows, Sean Kepi and Tavita Totola. Peter Manuzelis will be your hooker. Second rows are Keon Kalamatangi, Jai Arrow. Lachlan Hubler will be your lock in the middle for the Rabbits. Rabbits interchange, Liam LeBlanc 14, 15 Sevilla Havali, 16 Tallis Duncan, 17 Davey Mowell. Cowboys lineup, Scott Drinkwater at fullback, Robert Derby and Murray Taulung will be your wingers. Jackson Purdue and Willami Valet will be your centres. Tom Dearden and Jake Clifford will be your halves. Jordan McLean and Jason Taumalolo will be your front rows with Reece Robson at hooker. John Bateman and Kai O'Donnell will be your second rows with Ruben Cotter at lock in the middle. Cowboys interchange, we've got Sam McIntyre at 14, 15 Jeremiah Nanai, 16 Griffin Neem and 17 Cohen Hess. Man, that shot that Cohen Hess put on Cleary last week, whoa, that was good. Hope you can see that from Big Coey this year. Coey plays like that too. He might even get another Origin call up, especially with is there someone injured? No, I don't think there's. I'm trying to think. No, because Tommy Gilbert's back and he missed out on Origin last. I don't know. Queensland have a bit of a headache selection when it comes to choosing second rows. I know usually Jeremiah Nana is the first go-to, but he hasn't been like. He's, I don't know. Oh, actually, I think he's injured, but he's been dropped into reserve grade as well this year. I don't know. Stop dribbling, get straight into it. Next game, we've got Parramatta taking on the Raiders. As you can see behind me, Zach Lomax was named on the... Oh, he was named on the wing. I wonder how that's going to make him feel. Big Zachy Lomax went there to play centre, and he's been swapped for Sean Russell, but he's not playing anyway because behind me you can see, Zach Lomax. NRL casualty ward, Zach Lomax fractures foot, Knights count cost. I'm not sure. Blow for the Eels with Golden Point hero Zach Lomax set to miss 6 weeks with a fractured foot. But good news for Panthers fans. Yeah, we already know that. So we're going to take the Raiders. I don't know. I'm going to say I take the Raiders 1-12 just because Parramatta or Para doesn't matter, haven't looked too bad in recent weeks. I know they started off the season really shocking, but with no Mitch Moses, they haven't looked too bad, honestly, under Jason Riles. It does suck that Mitch Moses suffered that foot injury again. It's like 2 years running now. He gets another foot injury and misses, a lengthy period of time for the start of the Eels season. But yeah, we'll take Raiders 1-12. I'll just hope that, Parramatta's still in the fight. Just for me, the past couple of weeks I've watched them, they just, I know they've lost, but they haven't looked like they're out of the fight, or everyone's hearts looks like they're still in it. They still want to win. But yeah, we'll take Raiders 1-12. Raiders have been looking good this year, up the milk. So we'll get straight into it. We got Parramatta's lineup. We got Isaiah Longy's been good for him at fullback too. Only young talented prospect. I know he came from the Panthers system, but yeah, kid's a talent. It should be, I reckon, a good fullback of the future. Anyway, yeah, so Isaiah Longy fullback, Josh Addo-Carr, and I'm not sure, maybe Sean Russell goes back to, let me see. Maybe Joash Papali comes in onto the wing. I don't know why Ryan Madison's on the bench. Maybe Dylan... I don't think Dylan Walker will get moved to centre. I'm just trying to figure out what the shuffle will be. Oh, Bailey Simpson. I'd say Bailey Simpson will come onto the wing for Lomax. Sorry about that. So yeah, Will Penasini and Sean Russell will be your centres. Dylan Brown and Dean Hawkins will be your halves. Joe Offahengawi and Junior Paulo will be your front rows with Riley Smith at hooker. Second rows are Kitione Katoga. Kitione Katoga and Sean Lane. Jermaine Hopgood will be your lock in the middle. Eels interchange, we've got Dylan Walker at 14, 15 Luca Moretti, 16 Charlie Guymer, and 17 Sam Tuaviti. Raiders lineup. KO Weeks at fullback. Sevilo, Tamale, and Xavier Savage will be your wingers. Seb Chris and Matthew Timokol will be your centres. Halves will be Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty. Front rows, Josh Papali'i and Joseph Tarpany. Tom Starling at hooker. Hudson Young and Matty Nicholson will be your second rows. Corey Horsburgh will be a lock in the middle. Raiders interchange, 14 Owen Paddy, 15 Sima Sasagi, 16 Morgan Smithies, and 17 Ata Mariota. Moving on, we've got the Waz, up the Waz, taking on the Storm. Storm looked phenomenal last week. Especially in the second half. Storm put it on. First half I was a bit iffy. Then that second half, they just come out and smashed it. Was on the bye. Can Wales get the... I reckon this is going to be a cracker of a game too. For some reason in past history, Wales used to be a bit of... I don't know, it used to be like a bit of a kryptonite for Storm. I don't know. It was... it was like Storm's sort of team that was hard for them to beat. But the way Storm performed last week, they'll keep the ball rolling. The momentum will be there. So yeah, we'll take Storm 1-12. Storm's lineup. We got Ryan Pappenhausen at fullback. We got Grant Anderson and Xavier Coates as your wingers. Centers. Moses Leo. Is he making a debut? I don't think I've seen him play this year. Oh, anyway. Moses Leo and Jack Howarth. Oh, that's right. No Nick Meaney. Wait, did that kid play last week? I'm going to have to go back and do a bit of tape study. No, I don't think I remember mentioning him. I thought I mentioned... Oh, I'm not sure who the other centre was now. Maybe it was Moses Leo. Anyway, halves, Cam Munster, Jerome Hughes. Front rows, Stefano Yoito Ukamanu and Josh King. Harry Grant at hooker. Second rows, Ali Katoa and Sean Bloor and Trent Liero at lock in the middle. Storms interchange, Tyron Wishart at 14, Alec McDonald 15, Tui Kamika at 16 and 17, Bronson Garlick. Wales lineup, we got Charles Nickel Clockstar at fullback, Tane Tuapiki and Adam Pompey will be your wingers. Ali Latatua and Rocco Berry will be your centres. Halves are Chanel Harris-Tavita and Luke Metcalf. James Fisher-Harris and Mitch Barnett will be your front rows with Wade Egan at hooker. Kurt Capewell and Marata Niokore will be your second rows with Aaron Clark at lock in the middle. Wales interchange, Bunty Afol at 14, 15 Jackson Ford, 16 Demetric Valmoga and 17 Leka Halasima. I like that young Lekahim Halasima from the Wales. Nice impact player. Should be getting some more minutes as the year goes on, I reckon. Last game of the round, we've got the Knights taking on the West Tigers. So, there's a few out for the Knights. We've got no Adam Elliott, no Jack Cogger, no Jack Hetherington, no Jacob Saifidi, and no James Schiller. So, Jacob Saifidi, as you all know, didn't even make it onto the field against the Bulldogs. James Schiller copped a head knock. Jack Hetherington, I believe, was his shoulder. And I'm not too sure about Adam Elliott and Jack Cogger, whether they've just been dropped or it's injury. Oh, man. This is honestly a really, really tough one because Tigers got Luai back, so they're back to pretty much back to full. Yep, it's pretty much a full strength Tigers lineup, and that's a big reshuffle for the Knights. But the way the Knights played and defended against the Bulldogs in that first half, man, hats off to them. Hats off to the Knights, honestly. It was an effort and a half, especially when they had, I think they ended up getting down to like a 15, like they lost 2 bench players, like completely gone for the game. So they're down to like a 2-man. I think they even lost another player before the match ended, and they had 1 rotational player on the bench. NRL should definitely look at changing the rules for that. I think Jacob Saifidi's, the 18th man should have been activated straight away for Jacob Saifidi in that game. I'm just going to take the Tigers here because of the massive reshuffle for the Knights, and honestly, Tigers have looked pretty good. That spine looks good. Like it will improve and it will get better. Api Coruscant, Jerome Luai, Lockie Galvin, and Jareem Buller. And another thing you can say, like look at the Panthers this year. No Jerome Luai. And like, look at the Tigers. Luai's a good player. You can't Can't doubt him. Yeah, just for the simple fact that it's a huge reshuffle for the Knights. It's a flip of the coin. I think not the way Knights played last week, that you can't write them off. There's no way that they can't not win this game. But I just think that Tigers will probably be too strong. Terrell May's been fantastic for Tigers. So we'll take Tigers 1-12. Yeah, I said Storm. All my margins are done. All right, Knights lineup, guys. We've got KP at fullback. Kyle McCarthy and Greg Marju will be your wingers. Dane Gagai and Bradman Best will be your centres. Halves will be Fletcher Sharp and Phoenix Crossland. Brady Jones and Leo Thompson will be your front rows with Jaden Brayley at hooker. Thomas Kant and Kai Pearce-Paul will be your second rows with Tyson Frizzell at lock in the middle. Knights interchange, Matty Arthur at 14, 15, Tyrone Thompson, 16, Jermaine McEwen, and 17, Matt Croker. Tigers lineup, we got Jareem Buller at fullback, Sunny Tarava and Jarrell Skelton will be your wingers. Adam Dewey and Stafford Toe will be your centres. Lockie Galvin and Jerome Lua will be your halves. Terrell May and Fanal Pole will be your front rowers with Api Coruscant at hooker. Second rows will be Samuela Fainu and Alex Seifarth. Alex Twal will be your lock in the middle. Tigers interchange, 14 Talon De Silva, 15 Royce Hunt, 16 Jack Bird, and 17 Sione Fainu. That's about it for this week, guys. Nothing else really to mention. We will be doing a ticket giveaway again soon for Cowboys versus Dolphins in a couple of weeks, I believe the game is. So keep your eye out. Get liking on these videos. Get commenting on these videos. Get sharing on these videos. Take your 2 seconds. Drop a like. Take your 2 minutes. Subscribe. Turn on push notifications. That's YTF Footy Show signing out. Peace. Love yous all.